Hi everyone, I'm lead forecaster Chris Phillips here. In the Weather Pulse weather office, we're live. Going to give you an update here on the threat for severe weather. Let's first start out with Storm Vision HD live radar. You can see that basically we're dry, but you see a few showers out towards western or southern Illinois and portions of Indiana. This is a little pocket of energy that I'm watching. If we can get this going here, we could see some thunderstorms as early as 12, 1, 2 o'clock. We'll watch it carefully. Models have been pinpointing the potential to see a few heavier thunderstorms during the next couple of hours. So that's something to kind of watch as we move in towards your afternoon. Now, let's switch over to what we have for our severe weather risk for today. Slight risk basically for the majority of the area. Our far southwestern counties, including Louisville, Elizabethtown, I want to say New Albany, Shelbyville, Frankfort, you guys are in a moderate risk of severe weather. And I want to be completely truthful here with you guys. I think that this moderate risk should be expanded further to the north because of the latest trends we've been watching here on radar. Also, along with the severe weather, we have a wind advisory in the brown, and then in the green we have a flash flood watch. So lots to go over here this afternoon. So let's switch over to the satellite imagery here. You can see right now that we have been watching a break in the clouds, back out towards central Illinois, and then back off into portions of Kentucky. This will help to stabilize the atmosphere somewhat as we move in towards the rest of the afternoon. We do have a new mesoscale discussion out towards portions of Illinois and northern portions of Missouri. That's for basically hail throughout the afternoon. So you can see that the breaks in the clouds there in Illinois, breaks in the clouds in Kentucky right now. We'll continue to watch that. This is the area right here from southern Missouri through southern Illinois, down through Arkansas, where I want to be concerned to see storms fire up here later on. And I'll explain that in just a few seconds. Let's go ahead and switch over towards our radar view now. We can kind of see what we've got going on the radar. You can see the cold front, or warm front, excuse me, going back off towards the north. Detroit, Cleveland, seeing some very heavy rainfall. You see the cold front still way back out towards Kansas City, in portions of Missouri. This is where the line will get going. But what I'm more concerned about here in the short term is, notice, as I'll zoom in real quick, see this little glimp that's just popped up here on the radar not too long ago into portions of central Illinois. This is what I'm concerned about for possible renegade storms out ahead of the line later today. Now, let's talk about current temperatures around the area because they are mild. Look at this. In the last few hours, we've risen into the 50s and 60s in most places. We're at 60 in Cincinnati right now. I'll zoom in a little more for a local view for you, and I'll take the loop off, and you can see almost 70 degrees in Louisville right now. 70 in just south and west of Bowling Green, 68 in Bowling Green, 64 in Evansville. It is very mild, and these mild conditions will continue through the rest of the afternoon. Now, when you factor in what moisture we have available, you see basically mid to low 50s for dew points right now. To have severe weather, I'd like to see a dew point above 60. We are starting to see that there in Owensboro right now. Owensboro, Kentucky, starting to see that 60-degree dew points. And basically in the western portions of Kentucky right now, they're starting to see that 60-degree dew point. That'll quickly push off towards the south or the north and east here throughout the afternoon hours. Let's do model talk and run through the short-term models here. We'll start out with the HRR model, and it'll show us what we've got going on. This is the latest run, and we'll go ahead and play this in for you. And these are current temperatures right now, and you can see we'll run up into, I believe, most areas will hit up in towards the 70-degree reading as we hit later this afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock. Let me go ahead and put it on full screen mode for you, and you can kind of see there those orange areas hitting up to 70 degrees. This is basically the instability, the storm, what the storms have to work with. And you can see as we go through the afternoon, we do start to get some of that instability moving in, those pinks and those yellows showing that the atmosphere primed for some thunderstorm activity. This next little image I'm going to show you is basically how much spin the atmosphere has. And these dark purple areas show that very prime spin in the atmosphere. So any of those renegade storms that I'm kind of concerned about later this afternoon to develop could produce a quick tornado if they do develop. We'll watch that very carefully. Here is future radar. This is the key of what we're watching. You can see scattered showers developing maybe later this afternoon. An isolated thunderstorm with that little wave of activity that I've been talking about. You can see here on the latest future model run these little renegade storms about 4, 5, 6 o'clock ahead of that main line out to the west. You see the main line of storms moving into Evansville, Vincennes, Terre Haute around 6, 7 o'clock. We start to move into, we'll have to switch over to a different radar view here really quick. And you can see about 8, 9, 10 o'clock we'll go into I-65, seeing some pretty strong thunderstorms, and then 10, 11 o'clock just going east of I-65 and then I-75 around the midnight time frame, mainly becoming a straight line wind threat. And basically the energy does weaken excuse me, in this system here. As it pushes off towards the east. So the moderate risk in play for today, slight risk the yellow-orange color, the red's the moderate. We'll continue to keep an eye out on everything for you today here in the Weather Pulse Tracking Center. I'm going to be busy all afternoon trying to keep you and your family ahead of the storm. Make sure you download the Weather Pulse app, and we'll keep you updated. From the Weather Pulse Weather Office, I'm lead forecaster Chris Phillips.